everyone.
What up, what up, what up?
Welcome back to another episode of Insert Subject here. I'm Makia.
I'm your boy, Ant.
And this week we are not going to say his name, but we about to get into a new movie that came out that's a sequel to a classic, a cult classic. So, shh, don't say his name, but let's get into this episode.
I ain't saying it, I promise.
How you doing today, Anthony?
I'm feeling creepy. How about yourself?
Ooh, you know I like creepy.
Yeah, that's your thing.
You know what I haven't said in a while?
What?
Housekeeping. Before we get into the meat and bones of this, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the page if you haven't already, tell a friend to come on by and chit chat with us, and keep the conversation going in the comments section below.
Yeah.
So, all across the world, or at least the United States, kids are back in school.
Yes, teachers. We called your number. It's your turn.
It's your turn.
It's your turn. You got a break.
Back to school is physically back in school.
All right. I'm happy about it. Listen, y'all had 15 months, about 15 months without these kids. They yours now.
Yeah, we tired.
We tired. We quit. We retired.
And y'all is some liars, because y'all be saying, oh, she's a pleasure to teach in class. Lies.
Oh, my goodness.
I tried to teach her in class. It ain't go that well.
She's so helpful and adds so much good things to the conversation.
Lies.
Lie. She lying. She lying to me right now.
Right. She ain't helped me do nothing around this house
Not
for 15 months.
Thing.
But make a mess and eat my dishes, because I'm trying to figure out where all my good Tupperware went. Or it's not good Tupperware. It's like the Target.
I mean, it was Tupperware.
It was Tupperware.
It wasn't was the Crocker? Was the Betty Crocker bowl? It wasn't that. I can't believe it's not butter. We actually had Tupperware.
And that was all dawn.
Oh, dawn. Speaking of all dawn, it's fantasy football draft season.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm officially pulling for Cole Beasley to be a superstar stud.
Oh my word!
So we did our fantasy football draft for a league that I am the commissioner of, and my lovely wife McKee is in the league. So we get there to the spot to do the draft, and the place had Wi-Fi. So when she opened her iPad, she was connected to the Wi-Fi. So I assumed she was connected to the place's Wi-Fi. I didn't ask why. Because it was free Wi-Fi. See what I'm out here bars. So towards the end of the draft, we get to the last round, and I had my mobile hotspot on the table. And McKee gets to her pick. I turned the hotspot off because I'm packing up. I done picked already. Party over. And she said, I'm about to let this joint auto draft.
I said, let the fantasy gods be in my favor.
And then her iPad went off.
And I was like, oh, what happened? What happened?
So Cole Beasley, you hear me and hear me clearly. You go get your COVID shot, sir. And you stay on that field and you produce fantasy football points for my wife for every week she's not playing me. All right.
Please and thank you.
I felt so bad, yo.
So this week, we went to see the Seaman, because we're not.
I'm not. I didn't as a kid. I'm not saying it now.
And surprisingly, I did. I did him. I did Bloody Mary. I was a stupid kid. I did all the stupid things. I played with Ouija boards.
Call me scary. I ain't do none of it.
But I can say that because of those things, I have really scared myself and my friends who don't like to come over and stay the night with me anymore, even into adulthood. But yeah, so this movie is a sequel to the 1992 original movie, and we sat and after we watched the new movie, we went back and watched the old movie, which is surprisingly, now that we look at it, it wasn't as scary, and I think it's probably because of technology and different things.
It's fun fact. So I didn't see the whole first one until last night. So watching the second one, so y'all gonna hear me back and forth. Y'all can call me what y'all want to call me, flip-flop about everything. But I had an idea based on seeing the second movie, and it changed after I saw the first one. I didn't know it all tied together. Go ahead. I didn't see the first one, though.
So there are a lot of things that Anthony hasn't seen. And his black card was revoked a while ago.
No, it wasn't. I saw all the black stuff.
You did not. I don't even think you watched all of The Color Purple.
No, I've seen The Color Purple 17 times. I can quote that one.
It was something that you didn't see. And I was
saw
like,
the black
how could you
movies.
have not seen
Candyman
that?
wasn't a black movie.
It was a black movie.
You know black mothers ain't do that witches and warlock stuff.
It was about the whole projects.
Which I didn't know either.
See?
It's about gentrification.
Black card revoked. So because I had watched the original one, I was not too pumped about the new one. The one thing that I can say is I love the puppets and stuff that they use to kind of do some of the storytelling, because I love visually striking things. And so the way they incorporated that, I was like, oh, I really like that. And it added a creep factor to me. You probably was.
I'll give it creepy. I'll give it Brim's fairy tale creepy.
But
that's your thing.
That's my thing.
So let me say this first. Spoiler alert, because we're going to talk about it. I'm sorry. So if you haven't seen it, stop now. Go watch other episodes of Ish, and then come back to this after you see Candyman and say my name. That's what it's called, right?
Don't you say it again.
Oh, we need a mirror, but I am looking at myself, so I'm not saying it no more. I enjoyed.
There's a mirror in the camera, by the way.
I know, that's why I'm not saying it no more. I enjoyed how they managed to pull off after seeing the first one. So that's what my point of reference is going to be. The subtle scares without it being too over the top. Because the first one, it wasn't scary at all when he just appeared.
So the first one to me, it was like the first point of mystery, I guess, in a horror movie, because I didn't know who was actually doing the killing. Was it Helen? Was it the Seaman? Like, who was doing it? Because she would just pop up covered in blood with a knife in her hand or something. So I, at first, until
when you're younger, I can give you that. I could, like, now I knew exactly who did it.
Yeah. But then I was like, I don't want him to make me go around killing people. So that added, because let me tell you something.
So when he said, "Come be my victim," you didn't think he meant?
There are different types of victims. I'm just going to say. And this is where I get off. I'm just saying. Because there are different types of killers, because somebody can say, he's a murderer, but then some people can say he murdered that. So, it's different types of.
Oh my God. How'd we get here from the Seaman?
I don't know.
Speaking of, all right. What am I going to do? What do I do? So the actor that played, and I did all of my notes and didn't write his name down, but the actor that played Anthony McCoy in the second part, I'm not a big fan of his as an actor. I feel like every movie or show I've seen him in, he's taken a long time to develop his character, and I kind of felt like that was what happened in the second part. Like, it took too long for him to develop his character for the ending to be what it was.
Yeah, to me, he was too soft of an actor or character. I don't know how it was written or if that was what he was supposed to have done.
It probably was the intention.
But it was no, raw, I don't want to say masculinity, but
edge.
It just was,
He didn't have any edge. And because he didn't have edge, I was saying to Makia, as it was going on, I was like, he dragging it out. And I'm pretty, the pace of the movie, the second one was good to me. Mm-hmm. The pace of the first one was it was super duper slow, and then everything happened in 30 minutes. So the pace of Jordan Peele's version was good to me, but his character was developing unnecessarily, because to get to the end and see, and I'm not going to give away the ending of the movie, but to get to the end and see the part he played, you was like, why did you even develop? We could have made anybody be the person.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it was because he was the sensitive artist, because he was an artist.
That's fair. That's fair.
In there,
that's fair.
I don't know,
because that probably has a lot to do with it.
Probably. I did like how they tied in the story from the first movie. Yep. However, they left off a major piece, and it reminded me of it again when I went to when we went back and watched the first movie. Because at the end of it, it was a different killer in the first one. Because Helen came back and killed in the first one. And when it ended, it was the picture of her. So they told her story in the second one and kind of tied all of that in.
And I ain't know. So they were telling about Helen Lyles, and I was just like, so they bringing in a lot of new characters for the second movie. Then we watched the first one. I was like, that's the babe.
Yeah.
I'm slow. Sorry. So watch the first one, guys.
And that's the thing I was going to say is, in order for you to get the second one, this is one of those movies where you're going to have to see the first one to know what they're talking about. They flash back to it, and you could watch the second one and not have watched the first one, but it makes way more sense if you watch the first one.
A lot more sense when you watch the first one. Mm-hmm. Don't be like me.
I didn't particularly like the second one. It was a whole lot of so it's like I said, it's going to be some spoilers, but it was very gimmicky with the killing. Like the Seaman was doing the killing, but you didn't see it. You just saw it gave like the Nightmare on Elm Street when the very first one where Johnny Depp, because he was in the first one, was in the bed with the girl. And then she was like dragging all on the ceiling and he was watching.
It was classic horror.
It was classic
That was
horror.
a classic move in a horror movie. And that's why I disagree with you. I enjoyed the second killing scenes better than the first movie's killing scenes.
Wait, I didn't even finish my point. So you didn't see, all you saw was like a person getting lifted up and you assumed it was with the hook and stuff. If there was a mirror, you would see him killing, but otherwise you just saw...
that wasn't fly to you?
It was overdone. It just happened in every killing. This is what happened. If it were just put in there as sprinkles, but every time I was like, yeah, man, that's what we're going to do again.
But he the Seaman. That was his thing. They really drew you to the mirrors. They really made the mirrors the focal point that they should have meant. Because in the first movie, we didn't even see people going. We didn't see everybody go in the mirror and say it. I like how they subtly did that. Like the critic lady, that scene. Y'all know I won't go into detail. Yeah. You didn't see or hear her do it, but you saw him pop up in the mirror. Like he used the mirror as well. To me.
It would, yeah, but that's all you expected. So every mirror, I was looking like, yep, there he is. Oh, yep, there he is. It just was overdone to me.
But then the first one was underdone because he would come walking through a parking garage.
So the first one, it was, to me, again, it was more tied to Helen. She was the focal point because she ended up being the killer at the end. So,
but he was there.
He was there manipulating her, but that's why I said I didn't know if she was the one doing the killing or he was, because at the grand finale, she was the killer. And so you still don't even know if he possessed her to make her kill or if it was...
Technically, the boyfriend didn't call Seaman. The boyfriend called her.
Exactly. So to me, it left off like, okay, she's the new killer. So if you do the game, and this is just my train of thought because I have an imagination. So either you could be killed or you could be used to be the next killer, where it just opened it up to me and just my crazy little mind.
I enjoyed the mirror take. So that's where we differ. I enjoyed how the art exhibit tied the mirror into you had to look behind the mirror to see his artwork in the new one, and in the old one you can look. They were in houses in condos, and they pulled the medicine cabinet out and pushed, and you can see into the little dilapidated parts with it. So I enjoyed how they tied the two movies together without making them the same movie, although they kind of came off like the same movie.
Yeah, I can give you that.
Came off like the same movie.
It still was.
I mean, I say go see it. I don't say don't see it. Will I say run out to the movies and pay $40 for IMAX? Would I say go catch it at a matinee? To support the movie, to support Jordan Peele. It was entertaining to me. I do want to see it again now that I've seen the first one, because I think the second one will make more sense, and then I won't be so bored. Because I was bored for the first maybe half hour
of the new one.
Yeah.
And can I just say what confused me? And if you have seen this movie, drop your comments below to help explain some of this stuff or talk back to us or whatever. What I didn't understand was the Seaman was different through the whole movie until it got to the end, and then they brought the original one in. I didn't understand that.
So that was a So, and I got to look down because this killed me last time. Domingo Coleman's character, William, he, at a point in the movie, spoiler alert, well, I already told you that. At a point in the movie, he said it was many Candymen, like it's a legion of them. So it's not just one. So when he said that, I was like, I think they're going all around the world. And that's why I thought Anthony will become Candyman, because eventually, if it's many of them and it's a whole legion of people, any of them, because they all look different every time they killed somebody. They never look the same to me.
Really?
Yeah. So the person he saw in the mirror when his skin started changing wasn't the person I saw in the beginning that killed him in the art gallery.
I'm gonna have to go back and
so
watch
that's why I want to
then.
go back and watch it now, because I feel like they did. It was like Us. Us took a second time for me to appreciate it.
Really?
Yeah.
I loved Us right off the bat.
Us was with the We Are the Tethered. That was that?
Yes.
What's it took 2 times. It took 2 times, and then the second time I appreciated the movie and got all the stuff that was happening. So I think Candyman a second time.
Say it again.
I dare you.
Don't say that.
Say it.
If y'all watching, comment below. How many times was that? Because I think I reached my limit.
Yeah.
I ain't talking no more. I'm out. So I have to watch it again because I was just so bored that I have to watch Seaman again to get through and understand all of the little nuances they put in. Because after seeing the first one, I was like, I see a lot of stuff tying in. Mm-hmm. Still don't understand what the bees are for, but that's neither here nor there.
I think it was because they that was part of the
Oh,
torture.
the honey and okay.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
So, comment down below with your thoughts if you saw the original, if you saw the sequel, if you plan to watch any of them. Let us know what
If
you
you
think.
don't plan to watch them, tell me why. Just curiosity.
I love horror movies. Like, I could sit and just talk about horror movies all the time. There are so many, and we're starting to enter into my favorite time of year.
Well, we watch horror movies all year.
That is true. Like, I'll always be like, it's raining. You know what we should do?
Let's watch a scary movie. It's Christmas. You know what we gotta watch? Krampus. Like, it's just save me. Please.
Anthony,
Yo.
what do you have for us today?
Comcast Xfinity. Count your days. We have been having issues in our home with our internet. I pay for the gigabyte internet. It's supposed to be super duper fast, super duper reliable, like the commercials say. We have not had fast internet download or upload speeds for 3 weeks. I've called, I've texted, I've chatted. They've sent out 3 technicians. Okay? One did something. The second one came and he ran a whole new line to make sure the signal was strong. And it didn't get stronger. The one came out today, was here for 2 minutes, and he told me, it's a maintenance ticket, and I'm going to holler at you, though. I heard through the grapevine that Verizon Fios is coming. Xfinity, count your days.
And you want to know the funniest part? He's on the line with a technician. And what I don't understand, not a technician, a customer service agent. And what I don't understand is they put these people on the line that can't understand us. We can't understand them. And but the guy was so cheerful. He was like, all right, Anthony. I was just giggling myself off.
I didn't know whether he was flirting or helping. I don't know what was happening.
The only thing I understood in the whole conversation was Anthony. That's all he kept saying. But then they had the worst idea in the world to offer us that goddamn cell service.
In the middle of me saying I'm having a hard time using the internet, he said, well, while we're waiting, we do offer Xfinity Mobile. I am not interested.
But you can't even get this working. I could be out on the side of the road because the C-Man coming to get me, and I can't make a phone call.
Disastrous. So count your days. Go ahead, babe.
So I'm just curious, while we're on the subject of movies, anybody still got a 3D TV? I used to go in Best Buy, and they used to have the little theater section, and you put the glasses on, and you used to sit and preview, and they would talk. And I wanted a 3D TV so bad. I used to go to the movies sometimes and watch movies in 3D. Remember we wanted to go see My Bloody Valentine? And I was like, oh, this is amazing.
It was ridiculously horrible.
But yeah, they don't put movies in 3D anymore.
Nope.
And I wonder, anybody still got a TV? And if you don't and you had one, at what point did you realize, yeah, I'm going to get rid of this thing? Comment down below and let me know. Hashtag 3D TV. Thank you.
I'm curious to see, because if y'all got one, y'all got to plug it back up if you still got it. We coming over.
Yeah.
I want to see what you can watch on that good old 3D TV, because they didn't make anything to watch on the 3D TV. Ever.
And they used to make movies. You would have to buy the movies, but then you would have to buy the special glasses. And then I wonder, like, do the TV come with like full pair of glasses?
And was the football games 3D? Like, was everything on the TV 3D? Like, I got questions. Now I have questions about that. But anyway, this was a good episode.
It was a good episode.
Like the lady said earlier, like this video, subscribe to this page, turn that notification bell on so you know when we drop a new content, and don't forget to comment and have conversations with us in the comment section, because we love that. That's what we enjoy. With that, I'm Ann.
And I'm Makia.
And thanks for stopping by and talk some ish with us today.
Bye.